Welcome back to the Swang Blow Podcast Show. It is yours truly, Do Creep. What's happening with all my people out there today? Man, I hope y'all are living in y'all blessings, and I hope you are being a blessing to somebody. It don't matter who it is, family, friend, you know what I'm saying, spouse, whatever. Be a blessing to somebody, man. And I hope that's what your mission is today. Each and every day, that should be your mission. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been living, so crazy throughout our life. Don't you think it's time to change that up? That's why I always say that. You know what I'm saying? I at least try to contribute a blessing in any way that I possibly can to the people that I care about. Because it always come back, especially when you least expect it. When things seem like they're going crazy for you, man, hey, it seemed like a blessing always come through. So I'm always thankful. I'm always willing and ready to return a blessing to anybody. You know what I'm saying? That I feel is worthy of it. You feel me? But thank you all for joining me today at this round table. I thought I'd pull up a story. You know what I'm saying? Now y'all see what the thumbnail is, right? And this story involves a couple of people that I know personally. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know where they at in their life today, but I'm going to talk about them from the years of yesteryear, who they was then. You know what I'm saying? This story that I'm bringing to you, like many others, you know what I'm saying, it took place many years ago. You know what I'm saying? But I thought that it was relevant, you know what I'm saying, in this era, being that, you know, the gang stuff and the prison stuff seemed to be attractive to people. You know what I'm saying? I was advised to kind of stick to the script and when you present certain stories or whatnot, you know what I'm saying, you kind of want to stick to that, right? But it seemed like when I veer off and I go into different things that's real life, real relevant, which I consider to be real content, the views go down. You know what I'm saying? And this doesn't just happen to me. This happened to a lot of different YouTubers. I hear different YouTubers talking about this all the time. You know what I'm saying? And I've been advised by some of the best. You feel me? Excuse me, my background might get a little loud, but we're gonna fight through it like always. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get through this because I wanted to really bring this to y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna try to block out as much of the background interference as I possibly can because I felt it necessary. You know what I'm saying? To bring something to y'all today, man. You know what I mean? We've been on for a couple of days, so why not? And why not kick it off with a nice little juicy story? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of historical within itself, just based on the people that it involved. You know what I'm saying? Now, you have on one side the Hoovers, the Hoover Crips. You know what I'm saying? Back then, they was Hoover criminals. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to be politically correct when describing their gang. You know what I'm saying? Because like I've said before, I got many homies from Hoover, from the Grove. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't nothing but love and respect for them. You know what I mean? So by me tagging it as the Hoover Crips, it's my understanding that they're back calling themselves that. I don't know if everybody from all the different sectors go up under that tag, but you know what I'm saying? To be politically correct, you know what I'm saying? I tagged it that Hoover Crips. You know what I mean? No disrespect to them, no disrespect to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Let me make that clear. Like I said, got a lot of love and respect for the groups. All right. And then on the other side, you have the Long Beach Rolling 20 Crips, who I also have a lot of love and respect for. Got homies like a motherfucker from the dub. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my nigga Shady. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tiny Sag. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Big Chicken Swoop. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Lil Kunta. It's many of them, man. Many of them. You know what I'm saying? From the dub, just like I can name off a million Hoovers. You know what I'm saying? That I know. You know what I'm saying? It's a million of them. It's too many to name, but trust me, I got a lot of lokes from the group. But yeah, man, this story goes back to when We was in Calipatria State Prison. I believe this took place around 2004. Calipatria State Prison. I believe we was all on A yard. You know what I'm saying? In Calipat. If anybody that's viewing the show right now, you know what I'm saying? If any of y'all happen to have been at that prison during these times, then you know. And you know these individuals that I'm going to talk about. And you might be familiar with this story. You know what I'm saying? But this took place in Calipatria around 2004 on A Yard, right? Okay. At that time, you had a lot of Hoovers there, and you had a nice number of Long Beaches. You know what I'm saying? Mixed in insanes and 20s. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my nigga Big Dantana, DT from Insane. You know what I'm saying? Definitely one of the standouts from Insane, Big DT, Dantana. You know what I'm saying? Like my boy 16 to Life said, chill. One of the biggest Crips a nigga ever seen in his life, cause it's humongous. Big ass Green Mile looking ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to DT though. But yeah, man. In this particular situation, you had the homie Sea Dog there from Long Beach Rolling 20 Crip, right? Sea Dog, I believe this was Baby Sea Dog, right? If I'm not mistaken, I believe he was Baby Sea Dog, man. Real name Eddie. I'm not gonna say his last name, but to the homies from the Dub, Beach Boy, if you checking this out, then you know who I'm talking about, Eddie, right? But Sea Dog had a lot of influence, man. You know what I'm saying? Not just with the Dubs, but you know what I'm saying with the Insanes too, especially the ones that was there. He had a lot. When I say a lot of influence, he had a lot of influence. He basically, you know what I'm saying? I don't really want to say he was running a core, but he was one of the ones. You know what I'm saying? And Sea Dog, if you know him, you know anything about bro, he's he was an aggressive ass Crip, point blank, period. You know what I'm saying? And if you was not of that aggressive nature with him, you wasn't gonna be around him. Point blank, period. And he gonna treat you like a buster, straight up. But you gotta remember, in that atmosphere at that time, you had a lot of Crips that was like that. You had a lot of them that was like that. Just like on the other side with T Bird, Big T Bird from Nine Deuce Hoover. You know what I'm saying? Big T Bird ran, you know, his fraction. You know what I'm saying? And this story involves both of them. All right. I remember this one particular day, man. First, before I get into it, let me give you a little bit more background history on Sea Dog first, because this is somebody that I was with every single day. Every single day in Calipatria, A-Yard, this is who I was with every day. He liked to drink. And at that time, I liked to drink. You know what I'm saying? So what you do with two aggressive niggas that like to drink, you put them together and they lock up like pit bulls. You know what I'm saying? Until that mutual understanding, like, okay, nigga, you know what I'm saying? And he was the same way. You know what I'm saying? Sea Dog Cell really is where a lot of the majority of the Thunderdomes went down at. You know what I'm saying? This nigga, look, first of all, he painted his cell, his whole entire cell. He painted. He went and bought some paint, some gold and black paint. So his whole entire cell was gold and black. That is the Rolling 20s color. You know what I'm saying? The Pittsburgh Steelers color. That's their color. That's their thing, right? The whole cell is gold and black, right? The floor is marble black, waxed all up with a big ass life size picture of Muhammad Ali waxed inside the floor, right? Now that picture was kind of symbolic to Sea Dog's mentality. You know what I'm saying? He loved to fight. He's gonna test your hand. You feel me? Point blank, period. He's gonna test your hand. That's how bro was back then. So he had that waxed in the middle of his floor, life size poster of Muhammad Ali, right? I'll never forget that. I'll never forget the times when he was actually hooking all that shit up. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. So bam, we used to go inside his cell and drink every day, eat and cook. You know what I'm saying? And he would tell me all these stories about, um, you know, his times when he was around Snoop Dogg. You know what I'm saying? And all the craziness that came with that. You know what I'm saying? Along with other stuff that he told me that I'm not privy to talk about, right? But trust me, this dude, and again, if anybody out there, any of my viewers know C Dog, know Eddie, then you know who I'm talking about, and you know how he was. You know what I'm saying? So not putting no extras on it, on no other man, but you got to give props what props is due for who he was then and who he was on the streets. You know what I'm saying? Again, I don't know where he's at in his life right now. You know what I'm saying? I've heard different things, but that's not for me to come on here and speak on. You know what I'm saying? But at the same token, I'm attesting to who he was then when he was with me. All right. So anyway, now that y'all know his mentality, T Bird, T Bird wasn't no joke. Any of y'all, any of the viewers that know T Bird from Big T Bird from Nine Deuce Hoover, the one got the score on the side of his face, right? Wasn't no joke at all. He was known for one thing only, and for two: drinking and stabbing niggas. Period. You know what I'm saying? And any of y'all that know him and you've been around him, you know what I'm saying, in prison, you know this to be a fact. You know what I'm saying? You can't take nothing away from bro. Not at all. You know what I'm saying? And again, like I said, he was very influential amongst his homies. Probably one of the most influentials that was there. You know what I'm saying? So you put him and C Dog together. They both love to drink, both aggressive as a motherfucker. C Dog gonna beat you up and choke you out, and T Bird is gonna stab you. You feel me? Get out of line. That's what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So you got to expect this type of aggressiveness from these dudes, and then they drink it, and then like you got this environment where you know what I'm saying. The mentalities was required, and again, if you wasn't of that level, you wasn't going to be around these two individuals. I promise you that. It just wasn't going to happen. I had relationships with both of them. I've known T Bird. I met T Bird probably when I was probably 2021. You know what I'm saying? He's probably in my age bracket. You know what I'm saying? If not a couple of years older. You know what I'm saying? But the first time I had met him was in Centinela State Prison back in 1995. Right? That was my first introduction to him. You know what I'm saying? But these dudes with no joke. And like I said, they like to drink. Okay, so in this particular instance, I remember going down to T Bird's building, right? Which building he was in, building one, right? Me and C Dog was in building three. So, you know, back then you would be able to go to different buildings and hang out. You know what I'm saying? Those had a little bit of clout with the COs and shit. So the COs would let you come in and hang out. Yeah, they knew, you know, niggas pretty much controlled the prison. They controlled the yard. So, you know, if we guarantee you ain't nothing gonna happen, you know, he just coming to, you know, talk and, you know, square something away, then they'll let you. They'll give you that little bit of leeway. Well, I remember this one particular day, I go down there to T Bird's building. I had went in there to holler at one of my homies, right? And I remember standing up there. Now, you know, you have to be aware. You have to be aware, which means you can't be standing at somebody's door with your back turned to the rest of the environment. You have to turn with your back up against the wall and talk to the person like this through his door if he's inside his cell. And you got to keep your eyes on everything going on around you, right? Because I've seen people get killed like that, not paying attention with their back to the environment and got lit up. I got a few stories about that. You know what I'm saying? But this particular day, I go in there and I do that, and I'm standing there, and I see Sea Dog in there. So I'm like, uh-oh, right? And I see him and T-Bird together, and they got like, it's like 4 or 5 Hoovers, right? So it's some commotion going on in front of this one particular cell, right? So a couple of minutes go by, they go back and forth, then I see them leave. I see T-Bird, the other Hoovers, and Sea Dog push off. Then a couple of minutes later, I see Sea Dog and a couple of the other Hoovers. T-Bird wasn't one of the ones that went inside that cell, but it was a couple of other Hoovers that went inside the cell with Sea Dog. Okay, they go inside that cell and they rob this dude. Sea Dog go in there and choke him out. Now, if you know Sea Dog, you know he um he had a cold little chokehold on him. You know what I'm saying? From my understanding, you know, he learned a lot of his fighting techniques. You know what I'm saying? From one of they G homies. I'm not gonna name his name. You know what I'm saying? But if you know, you know. But anyway, he go in there and choke this dude out, choke him unconscious to the point he's when Sea Dog choke him, he pass out. So when he pass out, they in there, they taking all his shit. Now what was going on was that dude was selling wine. He was making penitentiary wine, right? Which we call Pruno or White Lightning, right? So he was known for making that shit and selling it. You know what I'm saying? To provide for himself. You know, people tend to do that when they don't have family looking out for them and shit. You survive off the land. You know what I mean? And you do stuff like that to stay afloat. You know what I'm saying? Because there's certain things you need while you're locked up. So anyway, he was selling drink. He was known for this. I knew this dude too. I knew him. I'm gonna tell y'all about him. So bam, they go in there. I'm like, damn, I don't see the actual incident, but I seen them run up in there, right? And then I seen everybody running out with bags of shit. So I'm like, what the fuck they doing? I'm like, what the hell? I said, I know they not doing what I think they doing, right? So they run out with bags of stuff, bro. Right? Older dude, the OG, he don't come out at all. Not while I was in there. So later on that day, when I get back to my building, I go to Sea Dog cell. I'm like, what's happening, man? He like, oh man, he on one. He on one. You know what I'm saying? You know, a nigga had to go down, to 1 block, you know what I'm saying, and do whoopie whoop to this buster ass nigga and whoopie whoop whoop, right? So I'm like, hey, I said, look, bro, I know that old dude. I know him. And he's extremely dangerous. Like you gotta watch out. He's dangerous, right? So he was like, "What you mean he dangerous and shit?" So I get run him down because I knew him. He was on a different yard at Calipat with me at that time. He was in the cell with the homie Madman from OVG. This OG, the old dude that they robbed, right? He was in the cell with Madman from OVG. And my first introduction to this old nigga, when I go to their cell, bro, this motherfucker got Ginsu knives that he made, different sizes. I'm talking about it was like 10 of them. You know what I'm saying? Like sharp as a mother. You know what I'm saying? Like he had some real cold weaponry that he made and actually had gave me one of them. I was like, whoa, I couldn't believe it. I know how to make the motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But nothing that detailed, like how he, like, you know what I'm saying? Dude, but no joke at all. He was one of them old school OGs that had been around. And if you seen him, and the cold thing about it, he had a bad heart. I watched this dude on the yard, standing there playing cards 1 minute and then pass out, bam. And they pronounced him dead on the yard and then they brought him back. Right? So he had a bad heart. but he wasn't no joke. You feel me? So when they did that to him, I'm telling Sea Dog, I said, hey, bro, like, I said, see where you fucked up at? Y'all did that and you let him stay here. You know what I'm saying? And being that he's here, somebody is going to be in danger. You cannot underestimate that old dude, right? So while I'm sitting there talking to him, Sea Dog didn't listen to a lot of niggas. He didn't listen to a lot of niggas. He didn't really respect a lot of niggas, but he listened to me. You know what I'm saying? So he's sitting there, he listening, he taking it in. He thought about it, and he was like, "Damn, he's like, right." So what Sea Dog do? He conjure up a plan. You know, pick two soldiers up out his car, out the Long Beach car, which was Dodo from Insane and Batman from 20s. Right, two young niggas at this time. They was two young niggas then. Right, Dodo from Insane and Batman from 20s. When he come out of his cell, you know what I'm saying? Y'all get on him, whoop de woo woo woo, right? Sent them on that mission. This old nigga knew. Well, he already had it. I believe he already had it in his mind what he was gonna do because of what he did from point A to point Z, right? What he ended up doing before they got to him, he got a bucket, right? Y'all all know what a bucket is, right? The regular size white bucket. He got a bucket, bro, and cut the bottom of that bucket out. Cut the bottom of it out, right? Split it on one side down the middle, wrapped it around his whole body, and then tied it down like a corset, real tight, to protect all his vital points, right? Then he got a towel, rolled it up real good, wrapped it around his neck, tied it down, tucked it in. He threw on a couple of sweaters and a Levi jacket, right? He got a knife, tied it down to this hand, got another knife, tied it down to this hand. So he had two knives, one tied to this hand, one tied to this hand, right? When he went out his cell, it was already on his mind what he was going to do. He just didn't know which ones was going to try to come or which ones he was going to run into, but he knew what his mission was. So, bam, enter Dodo and Batman. They try to slide up on this OG in the day room, and the OG lit them up. Damn near killed Dodo. Dodo was fighting for his life. Batman was out of commission. This old nigga went to work on them two dudes, bro. He went to work on them, right? So when we hear what happened, I'm telling Fido, I said, damn. He couldn't say too much other than that old nigga wasn't no joke, cuz. That old nigga wasn't no joke. He like, I probably should have went on that mission myself instead of sending them two niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, he damn near killed the hom. Like, hey, I told you this dude wasn't no joke. I told you this. And I believe that the old dude, it didn't matter if whoever he would have caught out of the Long Beach and the Hoover car, he was gonna get at him just like that. Because again, like I said, he was ready. See him, excuse me. Matter of fact, let me cut this camera off. I'm gonna keep talking. But look, man, niggas do not know about cut no bucket up and tying it down to protect your vital points and tying a towel around your neck so you won't get stabbed in the neck. He protected every vital point on his body because he already knew what he was gonna do. These dudes had robbed him. They ran in his cell. They didn't just rob him, but he got choked out unconscious, bro. He could have died from that shit. That's what everybody else was tripping on too, because they knew. Well, we all knew the old nigga had a bad heart. We knew he had fell out on the yard a couple of times and was pronounced dead at one time. You know what I'm saying? On the yard. You feel me? So when C Dog choked him out like that, that old nigga could have died in that cell. You know? Fortunately, he didn't. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunate for Dodo and Batman, because had he died, that wouldn't have never happened to them. But best believe them two little niggas was hot behind that. You feel me? Because they felt like they had got sent on a bogus mission, but they had to go on that mission because, like I said, C Dog had a lot of influence over the Long Beach car. So it wasn't no other option. Like they had to go on that mission. Unfortunately, they caught the shit end of the stick because OG wasn't no joke. And you have older dudes that's like that, man. I be telling a lot of, the young homies and shit, you cannot underestimate all OGs because all OGs is not gonna play with you. You feel me? Niggas is looking like, you know, I'm probably at the half end of my life and I love living this life. So therefore, you think I'm gonna let a young punk come and take that from me? Whatever I got left on this earth? Oh, and the OG name was Tuffy. His name was Tuffy, the one that you know they got choked out, they got robbed. You know what I'm saying? And then got his get back on Dodo and Batman. His name was Tuffy. I believe he was out the San Fernando Valley, but I don't know if he was affiliated with the OVGs like that. But he was in the cell with Madman from OVG. You feel me? So, but you got them like that. I know a lot of OGs like that. I had OG from Five Trey Avalon. I believe they called him Psycho Mike, Big Psycho Mike, in which he turned his life over to Islam. So he don't go under that handle no more, right? But he trained me how to fight. You feel me? He trained me. And if you seen this dude, you would never in a million years think that he can fight like that. He trained me how to fight, and I used to work out with him, get him more healthier, get his wind back, and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was an even trade off during the time when I was in the cell with him, right? But one of the most dangerous dudes that you're gonna run across, and you got them like that. I can name off a few from different hoods, and y'all would know them. So you have to be careful, man. You have to be careful. I bring this story to the round table because the reality of what goes on in prison from a lot of these reputables or used to be reputables. Again, I don't know where a lot of these gentlemen are in their life today, whether they banging or not. You know what I'm saying? Went to the other side, still active. I don't know. These are people I haven't seen in years. You feel me? But I had pretty good relationships with them. You feel me? At that time. But being young and going through the system, and you, let's just say that incident happened, and which it did, and you have a lot of younger dudes that may be on their first term going to prison, and they seeing their OGs do this type of shit, and then you see the outcome of your decision making as far as sending your homeboys into a war that they wasn't ready for. You feel me? And to the point where they almost lose their life. And Batman and Dodo had nothing to do with the robbery. They had nothing to do with the robbery. They wasn't the ones that ran in that cell and choked old boy out and took all his shit. They had nothing to do with it. They was just sent on the mission as the cleanup men. But the cleanup turned into the complete opposite. Crazy, right? I know. But sometimes that's how shit happen when you mess with the wrong person. You feel me? Underestimating people and shit. And maybe they underestimated him because they knew he had a bad heart. But from what Sea Dog had told me why they had did it, um, I believe that they felt like the OG was trying to get over on them or had got over on them. You know what I'm saying? It was something to that nature that inspired them to do what they did. Because really, it wasn't a lot of that going on like that. Not like that. You know what I'm saying? So again, I believe they felt like the OG had tried to work them or he had worked them. You know what I'm saying? And that's what inspired them to do what they did. Again, T Bird didn't go in that cell, but it was a couple of other Hoovers that was there that did with C Dog, in which I can't remember their name. You feel me? But to the youngsters that was seeing that, you know what I mean? And again, man, you have to remember the nature of that environment in Calipatria State Prison from the time I got there in 1999 to the time I left, which was 2005. Deadly, deadly. Go over to my homeboy Crazo's YouTube channel. His YouTube channel is called the Game Bangers Life Coach. He talk about a lot of that stuff that went down in Calipatria. You know what I'm saying? And I can promise you, it's all real, authentic. See, that's what I appreciate about original content. You feel me? When you're actually bringing real originality to your content. You know what I'm saying? And you're not piggybacking off the everyday normal stuff that everybody else is. You know what I'm saying? It's a lane. You stay in your lane. You know what I'm saying? You don't veer out of that to chase views. You know what I'm saying? And subscribers. You know, that's the easy thing to do. But the real authentic stuff, you know what I'm saying, which I try to bring, you know what I'm saying, and I definitely know Crazo, Gangbangers Life Coach, he's definitely one of them that bring originality. I love what he do over there, as well as my boy Chill from 16 to Life. You feel me? These are dudes that actually that I know that I was locked up with. You feel me? That is not putting any extras on none of the stories that they bring. The content is crazy because it's real. And I love being able to attest to realness. They're not watering the game down. They're not putting no extras on it. None of that shit. These men has been through the firestorm and made it to the other side to where now they can sit and they can give y'all true, original, real life stories. because they've been through the storm and they made it. That's the most beautiful thing that a man can do when it's kind of like going to war. You might go to war with 10 people and only 3 of y'all make it back, but you got all these fascinating stories to come back and not just be able to give to their family, but their kids, you know what I'm saying? Other people that may be thinking about going the same route that they did. Some will be persuaded, you know what I'm saying, to do positive things in their life from hearing these stories. I believe what we contribute to y'all, to the consumers, is everything. And it should be real. It should be authentic. It should be original. And that's all I try to do. I really try to stay away from the prison and gang stuff. You know what I'm saying? Really, especially the gang stuff. Because if it's not brought in a teaching moment, then you have to look at it as bragging, glamorizing. You feel me? And to each his own if that's what you choose to do. Again, I don't knock nobody's hustle, but at the same time, we got to be responsible for what it is that we put out there to the consumers. We are responsible, man, for what these kids is taking in, whether you want that responsibility or not. I understand people trying to feed their family, and YouTube is a new mechanism for people to make a little change and provide for their family. At least a nigga not out there robbing stores and robbing people, taking what ain't yours. I salute anybody that's doing anything positive. But let's do it right now. We got the opportunity to do something right. You feel me? But you know, we know everybody don't come with integrity. A lot of people don't even know what that word means. A lot of people don't know what that word means, sadly. But through action, we're going to show them what integrity is by not taking the easy route and, trying to follow, piggyback off of what Whack 100 got going on. You know what I'm saying? And him and all his cronies. You know what I'm saying? Solving unsolved homicides and all these different gang crimes. And like, hey, man, again, to each his own. If that's how you feeding your family, you getting your money dirty. That money got blood on it because what you're doing is wrong. You feel me? And it's crazy that you have these individuals. A nigga could be way from Tennessee, but he all in California business trying to solve crimes. And I'm just using Tennessee as an example. You got motherfuckers in California that's solving crimes, you know what I'm saying, in other niggas' hoods. And you know what I'm saying? Like, giving the game a black eye. But again, integrity, that's a word that a lot of people don't know. But we're going to show them through action what integrity is. You feel me? But look, I don't want to hold y'all up any longer, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let y'all get back to y'all football. College football is on today. You know what I mean? Um, but I want to thank all the new subscribers that chose to come over to the Swang Low podcast. You know what I mean? And sit at this round table with us, man, and discuss, you know, whatever issues we bring or whatever stories, whatever y'all have to contribute. You know what I'm saying? I always encourage everybody to bang the chat up. You know what I'm saying? And speak your piece. You know what I mean? Especially if you are of this roundtable family, the Swang Low family. You know what I'm saying? I always encourage participation. It's definitely loved and appreciated. thank you all that do it. Shout out to everybody that jumped in the chat today. Shout out to all my mods. Feel me? And if you haven't already did it, to the new viewers and shit, excuse me, to the new viewers, please like, comment, and subscribe to the Swing Low Podcast Show. You're definitely appreciated and you will be embraced at this round table. You know what I mean? And again, I encourage y'all, man, if y'all got some things that y'all want to, you want to know about, you know what I'm saying? Any suggestions, on, you know, um, future stories or whatever, let me know what y'all interested in. You know what I'm saying? And I will try to oblige you. You feel me? I mean, that's what we do here at this round table, man. You know what I'm saying? Really, it's not a one-man show, although I'm on here talking. It's not a one-man show at all. You feel me? And if you look in that chat sometime, you're gonna see that. Like my people really, really be interacting. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Damu Robbins, my boy Beach Boy. You know what I'm saying? My boy 5'9" Snipe, my girl Morticia, my home girl Veronica. You know what I'm saying? And many, many others that's connected to the Swang Low podcast. Y'all make this show what it is. All my young homies that tapped in, all my OGs that's tapped in. You know what I'm saying? I love all y'all and appreciate all y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what it is that I'm doing, what I'm trying to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? And the path that I'm trying to stay on. Feel me? Trying to do everything right, keep everything above table as it should be. You know what I'm saying? And go about all this in the most respectful way possible. That's really the only way I can see a real one staying afloat. You feel me? And we might grow at a slower pace because we don't jump into these other lanes. And I'm fine with that. That just gives us more time to get more familiar with each other, more personable. I appreciate that. I appreciate the time. I appreciate the support and encouragement that I get from y'all. You feel me? Without y'all, none of this would be possible. So I thank you all, man, for again choosing the Swang Low podcast. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to my boy Keep It a Benji. Y'all go check out his channel. You know what I'm saying? I checked him out. I've been checking him out. You know what I'm saying? I like what he's doing over there. You know what I mean? He gave me a little shout out. I think yesterday or the day before. Definitely appreciate that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all go check out Keep It a Benji. You got some good stuff over there too, man. It's not a lot of podcasters that would, you know, lend any support, you know what I mean, or you know, give you that alley hoop for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? But the ones that do, hey man, it's nothing but love and appreciation for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Keep it a Benji, my boy 16 to life, and my homeboy Crazo, Gang Bangers life coach. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate all y'all, bro. Y'all done a lot for me. A lot. Oh, I can't forget my boy BG Ali too. You know what I'm saying? Although he haven't been doing too much podcasting right now, he been focused on his health and fitness training. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, bro, because you was the very first one that did an interview on me. You know what I'm saying? And like I told you, I was pretty much studying your format on how to do all this. You had me on your show those two times. So it's nothing but love and appreciation for you always. You know that. Feel me? But on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and close this on up, man. I appreciate you all for joining me. You know what I'm saying? If you out and about, please be safe. Please be safe, man, and make sure all your people are safe. You know what I'm saying? Stay vigilant in that because there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to wake up and have to hear anything negative about something happening to any of y'all or anybody that I care about and love. You know what I'm saying? So be vigilant. Let everybody know that you care about, that you love them and appreciate them. You know what I'm saying? Why we are here on this earth. Let's not wait until it's too late. You know what I'm saying? On that note, I'm gonna let y'all go. Love and appreciate y'all. Again, if you haven't already did it and you're a new viewer, please like, comment, and subscribe to the Swing Low Podcast Show. It's all free. It costs you nothing. You know what I'm saying? On that note, hey, love and appreciate y'all, man. To the next time we meet at this round table, triple gang.